Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into round number 2 of the Lightspeed Racing League. We are here tonight at the beautiful Chicagoland Speedway for 100 laps. Tonight, the drivers will have 3 tire sets and a 70% fuel load, and they will have a stage break at lap number 40. And as always, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, Wilder Graphics, Sim Speed Shop, Grid Finder, and Butt Kicker, for helping all this come together. And we're going to go ahead and get right into the on-track action here in qualifying. Here with my co-commentator Art, as always.
Hello. Been getting our links in chat, trying to steal as much as I can. I do love me some YJ Media merch. Currently top on the board in qualifying and the top in practice John Furness.
Yeah, 30.99.
Seems like the current thing is first lap is your fast lap. No saving your stuff. We ain't at Dega.
It looks like that's the time to beat. He was quick in practice. Josh Lambert, your points leader, after a strong run last week at Daytona, ended up coming away with the win. Currently sits P4. Peyton Johnson making his season debut tonight, runs 8th. Jonathan Schwartz also making his debut here tonight in round number 2. In his out lap.
Realize it's 2-lap qualifying, and John Furness has been out here running every lap possible. They're giving him the track space, and he is using it.
Here, the 58 machine down below the apron, legal here at Chicagoland. Runs a 31.66 on his first lap. Now down right to the bottom of the racetrack, slides up out of turn number 2, looking pretty good so far for the 58 machine. Second lap for the 58 is a 31.16, puts him into the 9th position. Only man on track yet to set a time, Wayne Ruptrat. He's coming to the line for his first time lap. He should have just enough time to get a second one in. He'll go 17th quickest in the 71 machine.
I kind of wonder if some of these drivers didn't run their fast lap on their first lap. I mean, we saw it there out of Schwartz. His first lap was a 31.6. It could have been him getting loose, and he got it up for his second lap. But his second lap was actually kind of quick.
Yeah, and Wayne will finish off qualifying here. It goes slower in the second sector, but does improve with a 31.23.
Only driver to get into the 30 flat, or not 30 flats, but 30.99. John Furness, your pole sitter.
Yeah, 30.991. The independent driver beats out the jaunt racing driver of Chris Harvey for your front row. 2600th of a second separating them as we go through the field here. All the way down to Daniel. How'd you say it?
Daniel.
The
it's like Hetchy. He posted it in there. It's Hashi.
Daniel Hashi.
From
all the
Sao
way
Paulo,
down.
Brazil.
Yep, the Black Gold Racing driver. 3.5 tenths or so off of pole. Leonard Frost, Chris Pinder, and David Cameron electing not to qualify here this evening.
Really ruins just the little bit of work that we put into trying to learn the pronunciation of some people's names. I looked at it and I made sure that we knew it, and we both forgot it.
Yeah, we had a
Oh.
OBS failure moments before we went live, so that was fun. Waiting on 3 drivers to grid up. It's actually our front row, the 82 and the 97, John Furness and Chris Harvey. Once they get gridded up, we'll be good to go. While we wait on them to do the pace lap, let's get a quick word in from tonight's sponsors.
Can they hear us during this?
As always, thanks to our wonderful sponsors here this evening, putting all this and making it possible. As John Furness and Chris Harvey will lead us down the first 1.5 miles of the season. Pace car is off, makes the hard left-hand turn.
That was a janky lead from the pace car.
And we are green. Good start for the 82. He should be clear heading down into turn number 1 for the first of 100 laps here this evening. Side by side immediately for the second position.
Looking very favorable for Randy Arms. Finally get his name right here.
Already places swapping up and down this field. Jonathan Mazzella already up 1 spot, trying to make it 2 in the 41 machine. And Dylan Bird up 2 spots in the number 4 machine.
Drivers using a lot of that apron through the tri-oval. I guess not tri-oval, through the check, like coming to the start finish line, I should say.
See, all 26 drivers all the way back to David Cameron have gridded up for tonight's race. Jonathan
Great showing
Schwartz
from these drivers.
in the 58. He's up 2 spots in the early going. The Speed Zone Esports driver, of which there are a lot. A lot of these drivers making their first start of the season here, only 2 weeks into the young season, but Nathaniel Landwehr getting a little bit sketchy there. Out of turn number 2, fighting Corey Blevins for the 5th position.
Ryan Tiller had a little bit of an incident out of turn 2. He collected the wall and he's dropping back a little ways.
23 machine, you can see that right side damage there.
Oh, they're wrecking on the front
And the 21 machine, Samuel Demien, Casey Brown, Eric Shields, and a whole host of others.
There was just some beating and banging between Casey Brown and
Looks like this
Dylan Bird.
starts with- Oh, it looks like they kind of met in the middle there. The 88 and the 21. The 4 machine getting involved. 23 gets some more right side damage. Let's take another look at this here. Off of turn number 4. 21's way up top. 88's coming up. Now they meet in the middle. Nowhere for the 4 machine of Dylan Bird to go whatsoever. These guys
One of them, I was gonna say, it's one of them hazards of like those drivers fanning down to the apron. Like, you always got to come back up, and you never know if you're gonna meet someone there.
But an early incident here for these drivers as we work under pace laps on lap number 5. John Furness has led every lap so far. Randy Arms up 1 position, and your outside pole sitter Chris Harvey down to 5th. He's going to come in and get some adjustments made on that 97 machine.
Well, that's looking at this. I think the worst for wear is going to be Dylan Bird. He has no front clip from what I can see.
The number 4 machine, the Alabama Crimson Tide car.
There's bad news on that car. Got some bad news for Alabama.
Yeah. Not off to the start he would have wanted, but he is still in the race. As these drivers... doesn't appear to be that anyone's electing for 4 tires this early on in the race.
They do have, I believe it's 2 extra sets for 100 laps. You're gonna want to like stretch them out, especially with the stage caution, I believe, at lap 40.
Yeah. Quick math says you would love to get 30 or so laps on a set of tires before you switch them. But we'll see how hard these guys elect to push it.
You gotta wait till that stage. Unless you're trying to go and win those stage points.
Obviously 10 points for first place, all the way down to 1 for the 10th place finisher in the stage.
And even then, you only do that if you get a caution, like, slightly before.
Go see if we could do a quick in-race interview here with BN Motorsports. Dylan Bird, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, nowhere really to go there for you. Unfortunately, knocked the front clip off of it, but how much were you able to get fixed, and do you think you'll have somewhat of a competitive car the rest of the way?
I don't know. We're gonna keep working at it, and we'll see what we got at the end of the race. I had about 3 minutes worth of damage. We got a minute fixed, and we'll just see what it's like.
Enjoy the fighting spirit. Got a stage caution at lap number 40 to help fix more of that damage if need be. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, sir.
Bird in the 4 machine. Said he had about 3 minutes of damage on that number 4 machine.
Kind of surprised it's that low.
Yeah, no required. Now we saw at Daytona these guys were able to keep up with the pack without a front clip, and we'll see here how he's able to run at Chicagoland on the lead lap still. John Furness leading us back down. Gets a good jump yet again, and he will be clear heading down into turn number 1.
That man is gone.
The biggest mover so far, Jackson Carr, 13 spots.
Got to be a battle for second as Lambert looks up under arms.
Side by side for the second position, the 13 of Corey Blevins is interested as well, as is Jonathan Schwartz.
All this fighting is going to be something John Furness loves to see. Not much of a challenge put there from Arms that Lambert gets to come on through. See if he has anything for Furness.
Single file through the top 5. Further back side by side, the 41 of Jonathan Mazzella and Jackson Carr. Peyton Johnson trying to get in on the action, potentially make this 3 wide through the middle. Great camera shot working off here, number turn 2. And we are, he just backed out of it at the last second. Still 2 by 2. 41 on the bottom, 25 up top. Mazzella drives it in deep, takes the spot away. Interesting to note, Dylan Bird is able to get around some of these guys.
Missing a great battle for the lead between Lambert and Furness. Lambert was able to get around him on the low side, and
You see the
Furnace
26
had it,
going
like-
right around the top. And the 82 will fall back in line. Your points leader picking up where he left off last week. Takes the lead away on lap number 11. Last week, obviously, was a bit of a different kind of style of racing than what most of these guys are used to. Obviously, the super speedway, the wild card, anyone and everyone will win. Saw some big wrecks. But this one's kind of more a battle of attrition, as we've already seen with the 4 of Dylan Bird. Got to know where to put that race car to avoid some trouble. And keep all 4 tires underneath you at the end of this thing. Tire saving is going to be a big part of it.
And Dylan Bird is struggling.
And he eventually did fall back. He's in the 26th position.
He's the last car on lead lap, last car on the track right now.
But he's just racing to lap number 40 at the moment. See if he can get any more damage fixed. Almost side by side here. The 15th position, Eric Shields. Leonard Frost. We saw him up front a bunch at Daytona last week. There's the 21 machine of Samuel Demian. Got a little bit of left side damage after being involved in that lap 4 caution. But he's still got some speed. You see that left rear crinkled there on the 21 machine. Side by side, 21's trying to get the run off the high side. Looks like he'll do so. As Peyton Johnson continues his charge through the field. Goes underneath the 66 there of Nathaniel Landwehr, who's fighting back. Takes the shortest route around the racetrack through the apron. Legal here at Chicagoland, unlike last week at Daytona. And 41 trying to follow the 15 through here, side by side off of turn number 2. And he'll come back to the bottom side of the racetrack. Peyton Johnson using every lane available to him. As Chris Harvey and Jackson Carr go side by side, so is Wayne Ruppracht and Tony Scarbo. Good battles just inside and outside of the top 10. Michael Davis, who elected to pit, top off for fuel in the number 57 machine. Having a good battle with Leonard Frost as well. Adam Kilday, who was an absolute force at Daytona last week, came up 100th of a second short of the win. Currently runs 14th in the number 14 car, right where he started.
Not at all surprised by the current action going on track right now. A lot of drivers just trying to settle down. We had those nerves early on. Like, it took us a good bit to get our first caution at Daytona, so like to see one that early on, these drivers don't want it to happen again. They want to make it to that lap 40 caution.
Absolutely, but not even halfway through to stage number 1. You can see it's pretty much single file. The tires are starting to fall off for these guys. Running about 6 to 7 tenths slower than what we started the race at, so we should see some passing here from guys that were able to save their stuff a little bit better.
Yeah, tight little group. I don't know how much of a battle it's going to be between the 13 of Blevins, the 8 of Randy Arms, and the 58 of Schwartz.
Number
all
8,
like right together.
Randy Arms sending it to the inside, side by side for the 3rd position, side by side behind them.
I think Schwartz is trying to get that draft off the top side, get whatever little pull he can.
The 8 machine just kind of biding his time. See the 8 going all the way down the
Schwartz
bottom
is going
side
to
of
be
the
the one in the
racetrack.
middle.
Oh, he's going to put him 3 wide. 58 meeting the sandwich. An aggressive move early on. Looks like it's going to pay off, at least on the 8 machine. Jonathan Shorts going to come down to block.
I don't think that was a block as much as that car looked loose.
He sent it in there. Now he's going to dive it in. Try and slide up in front of the 13. 13's going to come back here with a crossover. Great racing here between these three. It's going to bring the 41 of Jonathan Mazzella right into it. And the 58 is clear for third. John Furness led the first 8 or so laps before getting passed by Josh Lambert. Now he's making a charge back to the lead. Look to the bottom side of the 26 machine with a great run off of turn 2. Going to dive it down low into turn number 3 and take the lead back.
It was an excellent run through 1 and 2, riding the high side the entire way around to get that run down the backstretch to get the lead back. Had all the momentum in the world to send it in through 3 and 4.
It took approximately 2 laps since we said things are about to start picking up for business to start picking up.
Ooh, car in the wall. I believe. I'm trying to figure out who that was. I believe that was Jackson Carr, so car in the wall was right.
What a call.
Yeah. A little tail tap, and he is fine, but not going to be feeling too good.
Still running in the 10th position. He's up 9 spots. Travis DeLeon on a camo car here this evening.
How can you even tell he's there?
That's probably why he's past 11 people. They don't know where he's at. Almost side by side behind him. Wayne Ruprecht trying to get a run on the 21 down the back straightaway.
I'm going to say, big old moves being made up front. Schwartz is making a pass on Lambert.
And we are almost 3 wide for second.
Randy Arms trying to follow him through, too.
That allowed John Furness to pull a second on these guys. He's up. Jonathan Schwartz up 7 spots in the 58 machine. Looking very racy early on.
Wish we had more knowledge on these guys so we could say whether this is like expected or not. We don't know the favorites here.
It will come in due time. This is our second week here, and these boys are putting on a show both weeks. We're very happy to be here for the long haul with these guys, side by side for the 10th position.
Side by side for the 5th position, too. Mazzella and Blevins going at it. I don't think Mazzella has that much of a run for him, but he's going to be on the inside.
41 will send it underneath the 13, trying to pick off Josh Lambert as well. Looks like Lambert got really loose out of turn number 4. That'll allow the 41 with a big run to take the spot away. And Corey Blevins is coming right with him. Thirteen's trying to slide up in front of the 26. 26 will cut him a break.
I think we're starting to see the effects of the tire fall off for Josh Lambert, because he was up there leading a couple laps. Led for a good bit, had a lot of speed, but as we can tell, that speed has certainly gone somewhere else. As Furness has pulled out a like 1.2 seconds on second place.
He's sitting in that clean air, doesn't really have a challenge at the moment. And he's sitting pretty. Side by side back here, Casey Brown and Eric Shields. Casey Brown trying to recover from that lap 4 caution. Definitely tell some damage on that 88 machine, but he's still fighting tough. The 4 machine of Dylan Bird. Not yet a lap down. He might actually make it to lap 40. And even if he were to get...
left.
Interesting. So we have our first retirement, the 25 of Jackson Carr, out of this race.
I went to click on his name to see where he was, because like, wait, Dylan Bird's not in last. He made up a spot, and then it was Jackson Carr left.
Yeah, but the 4 machine, no clip on that thing. He's out here running. Roughly over half a lap down, but even if he were to get lapped, he's the only one in danger of that, so he'd be able to get that lap back and pit for more damage. The hood is back on that car, so he's slowly but surely trying to fix damage and keep his hopes alive of a salvageable finish.
As long as you have a running car and are on the lead lap, you can be in position to have a good finish.
Still side by side, Eric Shields. Casey Brown been side by side for almost 2 laps now. 71 machine would have it off the top side there, but the 88 fighting back on the bottom. Some damage on the right front. Get the 88 back in front now. We have 11 laps till the stage break. John Furness holding strong at almost 1.5 seconds. That car just looks pretty steady right there. Riding the apron on the low side. Here, Chris Harvey. And Corey Blemon's going back at it.
It might be something to talk about if Lambert, like, he goes from leading the race to slowly falling out of points position. As I say that, Peyton Johnson up into the wall, who was challenging him for position.
Rode all the way through 1 and 2 on the top side.
But it really seems like Lambert is struggling with these tires. It would be wild for him to fall out of points-paying position as the 5 of Joseph Murata is into the wall. I think these tires are getting to a lot of these drivers.
Looks like they're fighting. Oh, the 14 machine as well. Adam Kilday. A lot of drivers having issues as we come down to the last crucial laps of this stage. But for most of these drivers so far, it looks like that's exactly what they're going to want. They're going to want to bolt on another set. Leonard Frost and the 71 of Rain Ruppratched going at it. There's a nice little pack back here. Ryan Tiller, Chris Pinder. Almost 2 by 2. With Pinder stuck in the middle.
Leonard Frost was pretty loose on the apron trying to get like on the transition to get back up on the track. He lost like all of those spots.
Let's see, he's got some right side damage on the 11 as well. He's very out of shape, out of turn number 2 as well. As the battle continues, 3 wide. Ryan Tiller, you find yourself in the middle. Pinder trying to hang it around the outside.
Daniel Hashi better off. Man held it to the bottom, was able to pick up 2.
Pinder and Tiller sorted their battle out for the moment. Give it to Ryan Tiller.
Hey, Spico. Good night. Let's go, Daniel Hashi.
He's looking to pick up another spot here. Battle for the 18th is kicked off. He's looking to the inside of the 71 machine. Looks like he saved some tires. He's going to go right through the bottom. Trying to bring Ryan Tiller with them. It's Corey Blemons and Chris Harvey are still going at it. This is Jonathan Mazzella and Jonathan Schwartz. With 6 laps to go, now 5. As John Furness crosses the line. Looks set for a stage win here.
Travis DeLeon up 14. He's 1 spot away from stage points.
Problem is, it's a 1.5 seconds ahead of him. But if those guys start to battle, he could conceivably get up there. Further on back in the field, David Cameron.
Oh, 14 and 5 make contact. 5 into the wall.
Oh, heavy damage for Joseph Murata. Oh, and he gets killed by Casey Brown. Caution is out, and that'll end the stage. That'll end several guys' nights.
Oh, that's just unfortunate. I know Casey Brown had that car locked up. It just did not stop.
3 wide, 14 in the middle, 5 on the top. Looks like the 14 cooked it in a little too hot. Nowhere for the 21 to go. That's a second incident for him, and you can see the 88 had the brakes locked up. And that'll be the end of the night for Casey Brown, who's been involved in both cautions tonight.
And I believe, hearing over race chat, within 5 laps of the stage, it becomes the stage caution. So I believe this is the points now.
Yeah, but hang on to your hats, folks. This is going to be a big impact. 2 weeks in a row, we've had just enormous crashes. You can see the wreck up above them. And that car was out of control through the entirety of the corner. Slowed down right in front of him. Thought they were going to stay up.
I mean, he's just committed to the bottom of the corner. If he tries to like take that thing right, he has a chance of putting himself into the outside wall.
On
So he
board
did
here
what he had to do to
with the
lock it
21.
up.
You can see the 21. Nowhere for him to go. It's a good shot there. You can see the 14 just cooks it in a little too deep. He had the brakes locked. Had that thing turned to the left, but unfortunately nowhere for the 21 machine to go. The number 5 machine, Joseph Murata, obviously out of this race as well. He's got 2 hard collisions. And he's actually able to drive that thing back to pit road. It'll be obviously a huge amount of required repairs. Nothing he could have done there. Obviously had the brakes locked. There's the 21 and there's the 88 to knock him out of the race. On board here with the 14 of Adam Kilday. You can see he just had it cranked to the left, drove it in too deep. That'll put several guys out of this race, but Dylan Bird is gonna love to see that. He'll get a couple free spots and have a chance to fix that damage. John Furness won the race off pit road, and while we are continuing these pace laps, let's get a word in from some of our lovely sponsors this evening. All these guys will need one more pit stop with the 70% fuel load. On Furness, Jonathan Schwartz. This should be an interesting battle now that Schwartz has got the track position.
Yeah, he was working his way up there. Like, there was a good bit of distance between him and Furness by the time that he got there, but, you know, starting up there now.
Obviously, the 88, 5, and 21 required repairs in the pits. They'll be in there potentially till the end of the race. John Furness gonna lead us down. Pace car is off.
I was gonna say Dylan Bird, 22nd right now. Furness with a great start.
They'll be side by side for second. As they head off into turn number 1. 22 cars, all on the lead lap.
That's a big sin by Schwartz to try to maintain his position. What a run.
He's going to immediately challenge right up to the back bumper of the 82. Less than a car length separating them. What a great run through turn number 4 for the 58 machine. As these fresh tires present the best opportunity for some of these guys to pass. He's looking to the high side, trying to get the run off the corner. He's there off of turn number 2, side by side, trying to get a little bit of side draft off of the 82. Down into turn number 3. With a great run on the outside, put the 58 up. into the race lead here as he comes to take lap number 43.
Randy Arms up under Furness to take P2 potentially.
Mazela looking on, trying to pick up the scraps as well. There's Josh Lambert. We know he has good short run speed. Can he put it together for this, what could have potentially been the last restart of the race?
I wonder if some of these drivers are just like,
Look
I
at
don't
26.
need to save tires.
You could tell why those tires are screaming. Look at that move he's trying to make. Sending it up to the high side of the racetrack. Fastest lap of the race, last lap. Peyton Johnson, 31.22. Quickest lap out of anybody so far. Looking to go 3 wide. Through the middle.
Ooh, that was real close.
It got
between
quite
the
dicey.
15.
66
Yeah.
has no idea how close that was. Nathaniel Landwehr.
I still feel like these drivers are pushing their tires too hard. Even if you split it down the middle 30-30, like, you still have to save a little bit. Like, you need a little bit of tread left on those tires for those closing laps.
You see the. Looks like no one in the top 10 got the message.
Except for John. I'm like, this is what John did. He let Lambert challenge him for the lead, and then, like, when it came time, he still had tires, and Lambert fell off.
You saw there, they also passed the 21 machine, who actually is back out on track. Multiple laps down, but he's just going to at least pick up the scraps of the guys that were in that wreck with him.
That's 2 spots. It had him behind them on pit road, so
Every point matters. This is great racing here. From about 2nd to 8th. Make it 9th. Michael Davis is just looking out his front windshield and just like, hey, I'm in a decent spot. I'm running 10th.
like one of these guys makes a move that's just a little too dicey, and I've got like 6 positions.
Yep. Yo, we need to talk. What do we need to talk about, Catch? See, they're using every inch of this racetrack.
I wonder if he's referencing one Brian Hicks. Wonder what we'd have to talk about.
Why would Catch know about that?
I don't know.
Yeah, look at this out the front windshield. This is a great shot. Simple yet effective. That YJ plug, interesting. And he's slowly gaining on these guys.
Someone else slowly gaining is Lambert, pulling up to the outside of Schwartz, looking to take the lead.
Side by side, Jonathan Schwartz on the bottom, Lambert on the top. We said he had great short run speed. He's proving it now. Give that lap to Jonathan Schwartz by 0.02 of a second. As this front 9 now make it 10. Can't seem to get away from each other.
Yeah, it's something we're going to have to work on. I think the timing for the logos is just a little bit off, so someone will sit over the others.
Interesting. I've heard that's an issue with SDK, so it's easily fixable. Lambert, and we'll see if he starts to drop back at all. But he is using that high side to his advantage, and he is clear.
I feel like Lambert's living by the motto, here for a good time, not a long time, and those tires are not going to last long whatsoever.
Schwartz looking back to his inside, though. Side by side as we've reached halfway. He's all the way up, running that Kyle Larson line. Randy Arms is content to just kind of sit there, let them burn their stuff up. Jonathan Mazela. You can see the 21 Samuel Demian did end up parking it back into pit road. He is 4 laps ahead of those other drivers that were involved in that caution. Dylan Bird is in. We'll see if this is to potentially retire from the race or not. Still no front clip on that. You see, here's what the fans see here tonight. They see 9, 10 drivers going right at each other. And we still have basically half the race to go. Side by side for what looks like 5th, 7th, and everything in between.
I know Furness is not happy about that. He has not wanted his car on the high side whatsoever if he doesn't have to be.
He was your pole sitter here this evening. Knows how to bide his time. Looks like he's got a solid race car underneath him.
No, maybe I'm wrong. Looks like he's starting to move his car. Like he's moving his lane about half lane up.
Jonathan Schwartz able to take the lead back from Josh Lambert. Randy Arms follows through to second. Jonathan Mazzela. You can see the 26. If there's a restart with about 10 laps to go, I'd put my money on him. But those tires do start to fall off a little bit quicker on that 26 machine than those of his competitors around him.
But Furness is now making his way back to the front. He's using that high side to his advantage.
26 now moving back to the low side. Furness now the aggressor. He's going to get the Lambert right in front of him.
We might be 3 wide here, depending on where the 41 comes out at.
It was pretty close.
Both those drivers want to get around Lambert. Furness is going to be the first one to do it.
Dylan Bird back on track. See him there. Staying up and out of the way of the leaders. Jonathan Schwartz, we saw him charge through the field. He started in the 9th position. Now that he's got clean air, we'll see what he's able to do with it. Furness up to 3rd, though. He's starting his charge back towards the lead. Travis DeLeon continues to be your biggest mover here this evening. Up 13 spots. Sees the top 10 directly ahead of him. Just got to get through Tony Scarbo, Michael Davis, and the 57 machine.
They'll have no idea what the catcher's talking about. Shit.
Car on the wall. Everyone stays pretty much single file through the front 4.
I believe that was a net code hit because I didn't actually see a car touch the wall, but I heard it.
Peyton Johnson, Corey Blevins side by side. As well as Lambert and Chris Harvey. Peyton Johnson looking very solid in his season debut, as is Nathaniel Landwehr. And definitely Jonathan Schwartz, obviously leading the race. Good of a debut as you can have.
I wonder what this is about with Adam Kilday. Like, he's coming out of the pits right now. I believe he one of the first ones to pull the trigger?
Yeah, last pitted on lap 57, so it looks like he will be the one to pull the trigger. He was involved in that second caution, obviously sending it in too deep and hitting the 5 of Joseph Murata. Now the rest of these guys are starting to catch on. The front 4 appear to have broken away ever so slightly. And then 5th through what looks to be 13th, 12th. They're all in a nice big pack as there's some blocks being thrown down the back straightaway. 29 and the 66 going at it. This Xfinity car having some great racing so far. Battles all the way through this field, even back in the 17th position. Chris Pender trying to get a spot from David Cameron. And bring Anthony McInturf with him. 12th in a straight line. Lambert trying to hang on. The last spot in the top 10. Got 29. Tony Scarbo all over his back bumper. Looking up and down and every which way. Pinder in the 84. Still going at it for the 17th position.
I love Pinder's picture there.
But don't look now, John Furness is up to second, and he's challenging for the race lead.
These top four are not necessarily under a blanket, but those top three are.
I wouldn't even say that 41 of Jonathan Mazzala's, I mean, he's 4/10 off the lead. He's looking pretty good.
Yeah, depending on what the 8 wants to do. We have three cars battling for
Let's go full wide for the race lead. You know you want to.
Oh, yeah, please.
On board here with the 41.
I said it on that restart that Furness was just biding his time. He was going to let these guys run up there, burn their stuff up, and he would be back for his spot. And sure enough, here he is.
He's going to pull to the inside here, drive it in deep. 58 of Short's going to try and fight back on the high side. And where will Randy Arms go? Oh, and there's a 58 trying to make a move underneath.
Is he going to hold it down there? He is. Makes Furness go wide.
58 got kind of squirrely down there on the bottom. Gives the 8 of Randy Arms a run off of turn number 2.
Furness really shouldn't be a hard name for me to say, but my brain doesn't like it.
Side by side for second now, and this could all be what Furness needs to pull away from these guys. What a great battle for the race lead. Nice and clean. See the 58 get a little loose there on the bottom. 41 has to get out of it. And then I'll give the second spot to Randy Arms. John Furness is now pulling away to almost a half of a second. Trying to build up his lead. Travis DeLeon still biding his time up 12 spots. Your biggest mover currently. He's held that most of the night.
Need him to start being an even bigger mover. We don't have his daughter. It doesn't seem like we have his daughter in chat right now, but she might show up. You gotta do your daughter proud.
You get a top 10.
Just 2 spots away. I believe in Leon.
Second through fourth kind of have an interval of about 2 car lengths between each other. Furness has doubled that. Oh, Pinder hard into the outside wall. I was going to say, him and the 84 were still battling away. And now the 84 will officially get that spot for good. Pinder still holding on in the 18th position.
Got passed by a car that got destroyed. Not destroyed, but definitely hurt.
Randy Arms is holding tough, though. He's sitting right about that 4.5 margin, not letting Furness get away too much. We are approaching 30 laps to go here.
This is about where I said I'd start. I would personally split it down the middle. 30-30. So we'll see who the first, front runner is to bite for it.
Daniel Landwehr. Power move underneath the 57. Looks like it's Jonathan Mazzella from fourth, and that might not be a terrible idea. Trying the undercut on his direct rivals. He wasn't too far behind our race leader. And there goes Chris Pinder, who's going to loop it.
But he's in.
Into pit road. Bounced off the inside wall and kept it going.
Not a great last couple laps for Pinder.
4 tires and fuel here for the 41 of Jonathan Mazzella. Randy Arms is in. Jonathan Schwartz. And they leave John Furness out there to lead the lap Trying to get one extra bonus point for leading the most laps.
Where's Philly being in chat? I want to know her reaction.
But we'll see what this undercut does. First man off pit road will be Jonathan Mazzela.
And 82 called it in this time, so very obviously he's got to react pretty fast.
It's like a decent stop for the 82. Gets in pretty good. That'll give the lead of the race to Chris Harvey, followed by Nathaniel Landwehr and Josh Lambert. It's Tuesday night, so I don't know. We'll see when Chris Harvey decides to pull the trigger.
Jonathan Mazzala, like, swiftly around Randy.
Oh, the 8's gonna come up. Oh, Randy Arms almost a collision.
He used Pender as a pick perfectly. Wow. I thought Jonathan Mazzala would have a run or have enough of a run to get on around him, but they were going to be side by side.
And you see there's John Furness. Give the spot to the 41. You see him go around the outside.
And the 58.
Top 4 position with the 58, though. Excuse me, it was. Didn't update.
I was going to say,
yeah, no,
Schwartz was battling them for...
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Harvey continues to lead for Jaw Racing. Josh Lambert. Yeah, Mazzala, quickest car on track. 31.22. Oh, and he's loose. That was Lambert right in front of him getting loose.
I believe this is Lambert taking it real long.
Yeah, you can see there on the track map, 41 chasing the 97. He'll unlap himself the hard way.
I'm going to use that clip to end every argument ever.
In his defense, it was a nice pirouette. He got it going pretty quick, and it might have stopped him from speeding, but...
I feel like Grace could have you stop talking if she just showed you Watkins Glen.
It's all right. We don't have to talk about that. There's Jonathan Mazzala unlapping himself, as is Randy Arms. And Jonathan Schwartz. Looks like the 97 will be pitting this lap. A little bit of right rear damage as well.
So the longest one staying out is gonna be the 26 of Josh Lambert.
He's got about 10 seconds on Anthony Mickenturf, who's coming into pit road. Leonard Frost joining him as well. Then Wayne Ruppracht going to take over the second position. It's got 12 seconds on Mazzala.
Do you have the fuel run?
No, they wouldn't make it.
Is there a chance? Is that... No, all right, Lambert's coming in this time. Okay. Yep. I was going to say, that would be insane.
We'll give the lead of the race to Wayne if he elects to stay out one more lap.
And I believe he came over and said he's coming in this time by, and he is on the apron.
Pender thought he was playing Dirt 3 for a while. Yeah, but Jonathan Mazzala has got the clean air. He's got about 9/10 of a second over Randy Arms and Jonathan Schwartz. And John Furness, 1.5 seconds back. The laps are slowly starting to count down here.
About 25 to go. 24?
So we'll see if he can make up that 1.5 seconds. He's got 2 guys in front of him that have been racing him very hard, very clean all night long. But a great strategy call for Mazzala, getting him the lead of the race. Came in on lap 61. The rest of his rivals came in on 70 or 71. We'll see here, though. Josh Lambert, the last one to pit on lap 76, will have the freshest tires. And he'll come out about 15 seconds behind our race leaders. See if he's got anything for him.
Battle heating up for second as Schwartz takes over.
Schwartz will take that second position. Randy Arms sits in line, trying to push him closer to the race leader. John Furness still sitting at that 1.5 second gap.
Yeah, I don't think this is something you're going to be wanting to do right now. You don't want to challenge and burn your stuff up right now when you still have a second to the guy in front of you.
Mazzela, he can sit here and he can take his exact racing line, save his stuff a little bit, and if they get close, start to push in again. Start to open up that gap again. And we'll see if that one lap made all the difference. Still going to be 21 laps to go. And the 41 crosses the line this time by.
Yeah, we had a discussion today in the Discord for the league we do on Monday nights about how important strategy calls can be. Those split-second decisions to make calls like this.
Yeah, the risk versus reward of having a lap loader tires in the sprint to the finish versus getting that clean air all comes into play.
And right now, that risk versus reward is really just looking like a reward for Mazzela.
Still have 24 cars on track. Jackson Carr and Samuel Demian, the only two currently not on track, although the 21 is in pit road. Casey Brown ended up back on track. He's trying to pick up a spot on that 21 machine. We saw the short pit from Adam Kilday did not end up working out for that 14 machine, who had a strong run 1 week ago.
Big shout out to the guys still running even with broken cars, you know. Get laps in, fight for position.
Yeah. Casey Brown will pick up a spot. We'll go from 25th to 24th when he comes around. Passes the 21, you'll see on your track map. No front anything on that car. Clip, hood, nothing.
This could get kind of dicey coming up to lap traffic as Furness starts to make his first moves. Getting around arms.
And that gap is closing. Mazzela does have that one lap loader tires. Gap now only 0.7 of a second. We'll see how quickly Furness, if and when he clears these guys, how quickly he can chase after Jonathan Mazzela, as they are side by side for second.
And Schwartz is giving him no breaks here. He does not want to give up that spot.
It's the Jonathan and Jonathan show, 1 and 2. But even side by side, you can see on the left side of your screen, they're continuing to close in. Even while racing, they lap Adam Kilday, who's up out of the way of the leader. Furness gets a good run through turn number 2. And an outside line to his advantage.
He's going to have a little bit of draft from Kilday.
And not a great turn number 2 for Jonathan Mazzela. Furness got a great run.
I'm going to say down to less than half a second between the 1 and 2.
You can see Mazzela starting to use the apron, trying to use every trick in the book to keep that 82 behind him. Obviously, the 82-year pole sitter here this evening and has led the most laps thus far. Looks like the dominant car. Can he make the final pass? Going to be 15 laps to go to come out of turn number 4.
But how much ground Furness has closed up here in the last 3 laps? I don't know if Mazzela is going to have much of a fight to put on here. That is a clinical performance out of Furness.
Got around those 2 cars that were, obviously these are the 4 best. Jonathan Mazzela, Furness, Schwartz, and Randy Arms. Cleared 2 of his direct rivals. He does catch a piece of the wall there potentially. Doesn't seem to slow him down whatsoever. He's going to look to the inside here. Going to look to complete 3 passes, make up a 2.5 seconds. Dives it up under the 41 and the 82 of John Furness. Back to the race lead with 13 laps to go. Excuse me, 14 laps to go. 41 fighting back on the inside, though.
He's going to be there, but is he going to be able to make it stick? Furness has just been untouchable on that high line.
And we actually see here Jonathan Schwartz and Randy Arms making a push back up towards the lead. The 8 car going to take a peek to the inside here. .58. Oh, the 41 catches a piece of the wall. But a great night nonetheless for the 41. He's up 10 spots from where he started. And has a chance if he can run down Furness. 13 laps to go, only 2/10 behind our race leader. Let's see if he's got anything left for him.
Furnace is just putting on a master class of corner entry into 1 and 2. He's able to turn in so much later and get a really nice apex in the corner. And it gives him so much momentum down the backstretch that Mazela's not able to, like, he can't carry the speed unless he goes a lane up.
Josh Lambert elected to pit last of our lead lap cars. He actually hasn't made up much ground, still battling for 11th where he came out. Chris Harvey hit it a lap before him and has made up slight progress. 7.5 seconds back. He's up to the 7th position. Mazzela, though, slowly starting to fall back. Gap is half a second now with 11 laps to go. Travis DeLeon, your big mover.
He's gained a position, or he's lost a position since we last talked about that.
Still up 12 spots, though, so a great night for him over the long run.
Someone's got to carry CMS. And Daniel Hashi, top 15, currently 14th place, up 7.
Yeah, not a bad debut for the 32 machine. Battling with Ryan Tiller.
I thought Philly Bean would like that.
Pinder getting lapped by the 41 machine. Oh, and he's in the wall. Oh, that could have got sketchy for our race leaders. Although he's still up 3 spots from where he started. And I gotta love the hustle, though. We saw Casey Brown pass Samuel Demian earlier. He immediately parked it upon making that pass. So he was out there for 1 spot, and he got it. Big shout out to Joseph Moretta, though. 20 laps down from anyone. No rear end in that car. You saw him get airborne almost with some huge collisions. But he's still out there, just running for pride. Looks like our closest on-track battle, though, is 2nd through 4th, as well as Nathaniel Landwehr, who's just gotten passed back by Josh Lambert.
Ooh, Schwartz is blocking pretty hard right now on Arms. A big block down the backstretch there.
Let's see how Arms gets a run out of turn number 4 if he's got anything to challenge with. As we have 7 laps to go. The 8 blinks out just for a second, comes back. The 8 trying to get that run off the high side. A little bit of contact with the outside wall there.
He still has 6 laps, but can he get it under control?
And John Furnace is out to a 1.2 second lead. No pressure behind him. Has drove a great race. Started on pole. Led the most laps. Does not have the best lap of the race. That would go to Jonathan Mazzela. And Peyton Johnson tied with a 31.22. The consistency of Furnace over these long runs has proven to be the key.
No, big shout out to Dylan Bird. Only 5 laps down, making moves on these lead lap cars.
He came in and pitted on lap 81. He's got fresher tires. He doesn't need a front clip. He just wants some airtime. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see if that affects these race leaders at all, though. Michael Davis, Josh Lambert, and Nathaniel Landwehr going at it here late. Ouch.
At least he can cook. We know some guys who can't.
I cannot cook.
I can't cook. That's sad.
You know,
You're sad.
see the 14 staying out of the way. We've got a lot of lap traffic here. Leonard Frost, Adam Kilday staying up out of the way, and these 3 guys
Ooh, they
going
are
for it.
3
Oh,
wide.
and that almost got dicey.
Almost
It's still
4.
getting dicey.
Ooh. Lambert almost got turned.
The late race caution would again shake everything up. Furnace, that's the last thing he wants to see, but these 3 guys going at it pretty hardcore. Michael Davis with a run off the high side. Lambert comes up to cover. 57 looking to the low side now. 66 thinking about going through the middle. So you have 3 laps to go. See a little bit of damage there on the 66. We're getting that draft off the 26, looking to make that run off the high side work. Damage on the right side of the 57. Josh Lambert is making late gains with those slightly fresher tires. It took him longer than expected, but he is making moves. As we now have 2 laps to go. John Furnass, a 2.5 lead over Jonathan Mazzela. Jonathan Schwartz trying to challenge here. Trying to fend off a challenge from Randy Arms, excuse me. This will be the battle for 3rd, final spot in our podium interviews. John Furnace takes the white flag, race is official.
Tightest battle on, probably not the tightest battle, but the currently most interesting one here for the top 3. You think we'll see
side by side? Oh, we're still door banging. Back there for 10th. John Furnace down the backstretch for the final time.
Schwartz blocks low. Arms has the run up high.
Coming out of turn 4 for the final time, John Furnace, a dominating display this evening. And he'll be the winner of the Windy City 100. Randy Arms, can he get it? Give it to Schwartz.
Ooh.
We go further back. Here we're 3 wide. 26 on the middle. Oh, he's going to get turned coming out of turn 4. Can he save it? Yes, he can. No, he can't. No.
Is he going to get across the line? He's not. He's still not across. He is. I think he lost 1 spot there as he sits there.
Eric Shields will take advantage of that. Coming out of turn number 4, what does he see? Yeah, Adam Kilday getting involved. But a great finish there, great battle for 10th position. Back it up a bit.
Oh, the 66 just trying to fight as hard as he can up under Lambert.
Looks like he's going to come up a little bit, getting the left side. The 57 of Michael Davis gets the spot. The 26 just trying to get across the line. Kilday nowhere to go. And Eric Shields will pick up a spot for 11th place.
There is a chance that Lambert struggles to get across that line if it's not for Kilday. Could have lost a lot more than, 12th.
Absolutely. But a 1.6 second win here tonight for John Furnace, Jonathan Mazzela, and Jonathan Schwartz. So good night for the Johns of the world. Very good night, sweeping our top 3. Let's go see if we can find these guys for our interview. Looks like we got...
Oh, yeah, Furnace is in the lobby, so we can...
Here with your race winner tonight, John Furnace, qualified on pole. Led, I believe, the most laps here this evening. Was able to just save those tires over the long run. Had the most consistency tonight. And he comes away your winner here tonight.
Yep. Yeah, we had to try real hard to save the tires. A lot of guys want to go on those short runs, and it's really hard to be disciplined enough to just take it easy and let them go, and then, try and reel them back in on the long run. But a lot of fun racing at this track. There's a lot of lines. You can get really racy here, so it's a good track for this car. So it's a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Came out on that last pit stop, elected to go 2 laps longer than the rest of your direct competitors on lap 71. Came out 1.5 seconds back and picked off the 2 spots he needed to take the win here this evening.
Yeah, I was pretty happy to come out just 1.5 back of the leader there, because he was either a lap or 2 ahead of me, and I knew we had about 29 laps to go, so just waited that first 5 or 10, not eat up my tires, and then decided to try and keep pace for a minute, and they came right to me, and a lot of room to pass on this track and race. So a lot of fun. The other guys did a good job. Congrats to them. It was good, clean, hard racing. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Good night for the Johns of the world as well. So y'all swept the podium
Yeah.
positions. Last thing
I,
before I let you go, anyone you want to shout out or say hi to for the broadcast?
just big thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast, and yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, we greatly appreciate it. Congrats on the win here this evening.
Thanks a lot.
Yep. Oh, he left and I moved him. Oh boy. Let's see here. Jonathan Mazzela, where's he at? Here with our second place finisher, Jonathan Mazzela. Looks like what was a fantastic strategy coming in before the rest of his rivals on lap 69. Got the lead about 1.5 seconds over Furness and Schwartz. Just ran out of tires there at the end, but not for lack of trying. Came here second tonight in Chicagoland.
All right, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. That undercut looked to work, and you were up front all night, qualified in the 12th position, I believe. So you also had a very impressive long run consistency tonight. How important was the tire saving for you out there tonight?
Oh, it was important for everybody. I seized an opportunity and burned them up trying to get a good gap there at the end, and then didn't get too lucky with some lap traffic. So
Right.
John was definitely the car to beat. Just tried something on him and it almost worked, but didn't.
Yeah, but a very good result for the first intermediate result of the season. So we're looking to build on that momentum the rest of the way.
Yep, just top fives all season, I hope, and
Absolutely.
appreciate your broadcasting. Thank
Of
you.
course. Yep. And then where is our third place finisher, Jonathan Schwartz? Is he in here? Same team, so we'll move him right up here as well. And the third of the Johns and your third place finisher, Jonathan Schwartz in the 58 machine. Real racy all night long and came away with a podium finish. Sometimes they're not here, and that's okay. But you represented the Jonathan John name very well. You looked good. Were able to save those tires and able to hold off a fierce challenge there from Randy Arms right at the end there. So congratulations on the third place. And we'll move him back to his team. I think that was Speed Zone, wasn't it?
You didn't even move the other one to speed zone.
I thought he could. They could move themselves, but there, they figured it out.
Move the other one.
He moved himself. He's gone. I moved him to waiting to interview. But
And I moved him back.
Whatever. Schwartz. All right. Who else we got hanging on here? We'll go talk to the rest of the Speed Zone Esports guys. How we doing tonight, fellas?
Pretty good.
Oh, great.
Yeah. There's a lot of you. That's for sure. Probably the most populated team, but a good race for most of you guys here this evening. Eric, you picked up a spot with 100 feet left in the race. And then obviously the two Jonathans had a fantastic effort for you guys. Nathaniel Landwehr making his season debut, ran really good. Randy, you were in the top 5 all night. So and then Ryan Tiller came home in the top 15. So a solid night for this team.
Yeah, I feel
like don't everyone speak at once.
Yeah, I feel like we all had a good night. Had a few run-ins, unfortunately, with each other. I think at the beginning of the race, but
Yeah, Sam got
all
caught
in
up
all,
a couple times.
yeah, I think all in all, we all had pretty good speed and ended up with some pretty decent finishes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a pretty slow race for me overall, but I mean, I made up that spot at the end, so that kind of made it kind of fun.
Yeah.
But other than that, I just kind of ran around.
Yeah, that must have been a fun view at your front cockpit. Which way is he going to go? Left, right? It was pretty funny to look at there. But congratulations on a great team effort tonight, guys.
Thank you.
Yep. The only one that wanted to stay and talk to us was Josh Lambert, who probably had the best short run speed here this evening, and he was going for it. And just kind of those tires melted off a little bit on the long run side of things, and then obviously battling for what was 9th and 10th there late in the race. Came off turn 4, had some contact with the 66 machine, and then ended up spinning to a 12th place finish here this evening.
I don't think he stuck around to talk with us.
Well,
I'm going back to the. Oh no! Actually, Daniel Hashay. I told him in chat.
All right.
He's in the lobby.
All right. Well, pleasure, Josh. You were definitely a go-getter, and you went for it, so I can respect it. Here with Daniel Hashi making his season debut here this evening, and he ended up coming home with a 16th place finish. Kept the car in one piece for the most part, but a solid night to start out the season for you.
Yes, I was very happy. This is my first race in the league. Everyone in the league is being so kind to me. So I'm the only one I think that is not from North America in the league, and I want to practice a lot to improve in NASCAR cars. So it's very fun to me to race with those guys. People racing very clean. That's what's so fun, man.
Yeah,
And also I'm looking forward to watch again this your stream to watch the race from outside.
absolutely. Well, it's a pleasure broadcasting your guys' race, and yeah, they kept it really clean. And there is one guy from Canada, so it's you and Chris Pinder are the international contingent here for the league. So we'd love to see it, though.
Max, that's still part of North America.
He said, "Never
He
mind."
said from he said from North America.
I thought he said United States. My mistake. Yes, Canada is in North America. I do know that. But yeah, kept the car clean, and I came home with a solid result.
Sure, I'm very happy with the results. To be honest, if I'm not killing anyone in the race, I'm happy. So I'm trying to race clean all the time and finish the race. Is that my objectives?
Absolutely.
I
Well,
mean, a top 16 for your first result, like that's pretty dang good.
yeah.
It's solid. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's a very good result.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, keeping it clean and the respect on track will go a long way. So we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us and hope to see you back here next week.
Great, guys. I'll be here next week.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Good night, everyone.
Daniel Hache, ladies and gentlemen, from Brazil. Thoughts on the race here this evening?
It was actually really fun.
Yeah.
Like, great racing throughout. I was like gonna say there's a very short stint of single file, but immediately back to two wide, fighting for position. The tire saving from Furness was great.
Yeah. Had a little bit of a strategy there at the end, and yeah, everything you want in a race, and it was only under an hour and a half, so very nice.
And the by the hair finish between Arms and Schwartz.
Yeah, Eric Shields picking up a spot with 20 feet. We had some lap cars getting some spots at the last second, though. They would do the bare minimum to get that 24th spot and then pull off, so I can respect it. Yeah, but we saw Leonard Frost running up front. A lot at Daytona, finished 21st here this evening. Adam Kilday, who was really dominant at Daytona, finished 20th, so the first intermediate track of the season, putting a reality check to some of these guys, and I'm sure they'll go back and get back after it, and we'll see where we're at come next week. And looking forward to it.
I was gonna say we don't even get to entirely know who was like going to be because of the the incidents early on.
Right.
And we have no idea. Casey Brown could have been a major player. Murata seems pretty dang good out here.
Yeah. And then next week we're going to Dover for 150 laps, same time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So looking forward to that. A very technical track. Monday night will be Dover, and Tuesday night will be Dover. So we got a bunch of Dover coming up next week for you guys live here on the YJ Media Group channel. And we are definitely looking forward to it. Be sure to tune in Friday night, same time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the opening race of the Rod Car Truck Tour to get some super speedway racing in. So looking forward to that. And then next Monday and Tuesday, all at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We keep it pretty easy for everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone back, and congrats again to John Furness, Jonathan Mazzela, and Jonathan Schwartz on their podium finishes here this evening. And we'll go ahead and show you the race results one final time. That's the qualifying results. We want the race results. Wow. All the way down to Daniel Hashi. 16 cars on the lead lap here this evening. And Jackson Carr, yeah, he was looking good early on, but had to pull off for some undisclosed reasons. So hopefully he'll come back next week and put in another solid effort for the time that he was here. And that is it from us here at YG Media. We'll let the sponsors roll through one more time that make all of this possible, and we will catch you guys Friday night 8:30 p.m. Eastern for the Rod Car Truck Court. Y'all take care.